Patricia. Patricia?
Oh! Oh, isn't it marvelous, Raleigh? We've invented a plot, you and I, and it's beginning to work.
Aren't plots what they bury people in?
Oh, that's morbid, Raleigh. That's... The only thing we'll ever be buried in is love and money and each other's arms. And then there'll be no more sneaking out at night. Will there? Then you'll take care of me, won't you, Raleigh? You'll marry me then, won't you? Raleigh, won't you?
Yes, yes.
And there'll be you and I in that big house, the one we drove past that time, you remember? You said you liked it. That's for me, you said. Oh, that's my kind of place. You remember? And there'll be lots of servants to wait on you, lots of old, ugly servants, so that I won't be jealous. And there'll be a hammock for you of double ply mattress cotton with interchangeable colors to suit you. Yeah, the color that you feel that day. And you can rest while I rock you slowly. Rest and think about business, like you said, about your business, the business you're going to start. You and I, Raleigh, huh? You and I. It'll be you and I.
Now, what else is important?
So you went to his office?
Oh, your daddy.
So I told him about our man, that he'd been calling, that he'd been phoning for weeks, and that I just had to tell someone.
You did?
I said that he said vile things, vile things before he hung up.
Like how vile?
Well, I haven't figured that out exactly yet, but they're all about Mother, and how she was involved in something terribly scandalous in Sheboygan once a long time ago. Bootsy. Scandalous in Sheboygan. Of all places, isn't that the most?
What was your father's reaction?
Oh, he got red in the face. You would have thought that I had told him that his business had just gone under. Oh, he got terribly angry, but he believed me. He believed about our man. And you, Raleigh, you don't anymore. It was your idea in the first place.
I know, but it may be too far-fetched to work.
Yeah, but it was your idea in the first place.
I have lots of ideas, not all of them good.
Oh, they're marvelous ideas, Raleigh, or else Father wouldn't pay you that...
That sterling salary?
That sterling salary.
That $12,500 a year?
That marvelous $12,500 a year. Get angry, Raleigh. Hate him, just hate him as much as you did that night. Because if you don't, then there won't be anything for us, will there? Then he'll have us. We'll be his vassals, frightened. And he'll be the lion, and when he roars, then we'll tremble.
What is the name of our man? Who did you say was calling?
I didn't say yet. That's a real man. I just have not said his name yet.
Well, it has to be somebody your father knows, somebody knows about.
Or somebody that he doesn't really know. Somebody important, somebody in a business, in a profession, somebody that can really make trouble for Daddy. Somebody in the public relations business. Somebody named... maybe Mike Bell? Mike Bell?
Mr. Broadway, presented by Nitol tablets, the safe, effective way to get a good night's sleep, and by
Bel Air, the light menthol cigarette with the right touch of menthol.
What How'd we do?
You turned that last lap in 1:39.
Hey, great. Got another cigarette?
Sure. I got another pack.
Raleigh's. I'm smoking Raleigh's now myself.
Yeah, they got a great taste.
Yeah, it's a real tobacco taste.
Hey, the pack.
It's empty.
The coupon's on it.
So?
I got a whole camping outfit. I got it free for Raleigh coupons.
You should have told me sooner.
Raleigh coupons, good for free gifts. And now, you get Raleigh coupons on a menthol cigarette. Bel Air. Bel Air is so refreshing. Bel Air has a light touch, just the right touch of menthol. And the pure white Bel Air filter. Get famous Raleigh coupons on light menthol Bel Air and on Raleigh filter tip or plain end.
May I help you, sir?
I have an appointment to see Mr. Kelsey.
This hour?
10 o'clock. Michael Bell Associates. I'm Mr. Bell.
Yes, I've heard of you, Mr. Bell.
But I take it you haven't heard of my appointment with Mr. Kelsey?
Well, just let me check with Mr. Hogan. Have a seat.
Thank you.
Mr. Bell? I'm Roland Hogan. Good morning.
How do you do?
I'm Mr. Kelsey's administrative assistant.
I see.
Now, you say you have an appointment with us. Would you mind telling me who made it for you?
Well, you people called me. I didn't call you. It's some woman, a secretary, I suppose.
Secretary.
Or whatever. She asked me to be here at 10 o'clock. See Mr. Orange J. Kelsey. Here I am, but where's Mr. Kelsey?
Well, I will have to apologize. We do have a large organization. Sometimes our left hand doesn't know what our right hand's doing.
Yes. Well, it was supposed to be confidential.
Well, that's all right. You can tell me. I'm his administrative assistant.
Oh, I see. It's about the business in Sheboygan.
The business in Sheboygan. You mean Michigan?
No, Sheboygan's in Wisconsin.
Oh, that's right.
If you're talking about the town, but I'm not too sure what you are talking about. Could be about a new type of bubblegum for all I know, but I thought it might be some PR job that needed special handling.
Well, that might be it. If you'll just wait a moment, I'll find out.
All right.
Excuse me. Miss Adams.
Mr. Bell, if you follow me, please.
Oh, fine. Good morning, Mr. Kelsey. I'm here to see you about that business in Sheboygan. Oh. How'd I get here?
He said you're home in a Rolls Royce.
I dripped blood all over it, I hope.
You did?
I'd heard he was the Wolf of Wall Street. But I never knew he was a middleweight champ, too.
What a dirty routine. He's just a hooligan.
Take a wire. Straight message. Orange J. Kelsey, you're a hooligan.
Hey, you know something? You could sue the pants off him for a thing like this.
What I want with his pants. Anyway, it's my word against his. And his word is worth about $100 million. I'll give or take a dime.
At least he could buy you a new suit.
I'll settle for a new jaw.
Nobody saw it happen?
Now, just as, well, that Hogan guy, 7 secretaries, a chauffeur, but they're all his people. They're not going to say that he put me on the carpet. There's nothing I can do.
Haul him into court. Yell Sheboygan, let him do it all over again in front of a judge.
Thanks a lot.
You ought to tell the whole story to the police.
No. I'm not just about to make myself the ha-ha boy of the year. I go to the police. It's in the papers. You can just imagine.
Well, he hit you, didn't he?
Just how am I going to explain what I was doing in his office?
Well, you just say that you went over there about, I see what you mean.
Toki. Huh? Who? Hold it. There's a man to see you from Kelsey.
Well, that's fast. Didn't even wait for the blood to dry. Let's have him.
Send him in.
I'll handle it.
This one is mine.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Mr. Bell.
Oh, it's you. I was expecting a lawyer.
Well, I am a lawyer, among other things. I'm here, of course, to represent Mr. Kelsey.
Mr. Hogan, the last time I shook hands, I got it right in the breadbasket. From your client.
Yes, well, I know. I'm sorry. That's very unfortunate. I'm, prepared to make you an offer.
What's this, a lip zipper? What, is he afraid I'll take him into court?
The offer comes in the form of an employment contract.
Oh, I see. Employment, huh? The payoff for slugging me is to hire me, is that it?
Mr. Kelsey is prepared to pay you $2,000 a week for 3 years.
What?
$2,000 a week for 3 years to take over all the public relations for the Kelsey interests. You must understand, Mr. Bell, we have stockholders and a board of directors that we're accountable to. Now, you must admit that represents a considerable investment of faith in you, especially at that figure.
You can tell Mr. Orrin J. Kelsey to blow his nose on it. I don't want any part of him.
Well, if $2,000 isn't enough, I'm sure...
$2 million isn't enough. And I'm not asking for bait because I'm not biting.
Well, I'm sorry. Then I'm afraid we'll have to proceed against you.
Proceed? Against me? For what?
Blackmail.
Hello? Who's this? Yeah, he's here. Hey, wait a minute. Some dame. She says for you to hurry up over to the Sutton Galleries right away.
What does she sound like?
What does she sound like? A secretary, short and snappy.
Was that all?
Is that all? You expect me to tell from the sound of her voice if she's wearing false eyelashes?
Could she have been the one that sent me up to see Kelsey?
How should I know?
Try, will you use your imagination?
Well, she sounded blonde.
Blonde.
She sounded blonde, 21, big, beautiful blue eyes, good lips, and a frame like.
Excuse me. Pardon me. Sorry, thanks.
Sign here, please.
What's this all about?
Scholarship Fund T for Sarah Lawrence College. That will be $5, please. I thank you.
Well, what do I get for my $5? An education?
Oh, you get to look at the collection of paintings and the antique furniture, and you get 1 sandwich, tea or coffee, or 1 glass of champagne. Mike Bell, hey, you're kidding. Say you're kidding.
I'm kidding. My real name is Edward Albert Schnook.
Oh, I've read all your books.
Really? It's quite a trick. I haven't written any of them yet.
Oh, you're not Mike Bell, the author? Oh, no, of course not. Mike Bell is the character.
I'd say you're the character. I happen to be a public relations man.
Oh, Madison Avenue, sir.
Did I see the light go on your eyes?
Mm-hmm, both eyes.
All right. If this will help rekindle the old flame, I'm crawling on my belly up Madison Avenue because I'm on the trail of something really big.
How big?
Size impresses you. $1 million. Is that big enough?
Could I join in on this caper?
for a blonde.
Yeah, what?
Well, a wise old bird told me it was a blonde. It's just a clue. It's the only one I've got. You see, I didn't have any, so he made it up.
Well, stop looking, Mr. Bell. I'm a blonde.
No, this blonde must be between 21 and 22 years old.
I'm 21.
Nice legs. Blue eyes. Good lips. Frame like a clipper ship. Hey, I wouldn't be surprised.
At what?
You could be the trouble I'm looking for.
Oh, I hope so. I do so want to make good. Try me.
Sheboygan.
Uh-huh.
Sheboygan.
And why?
Well, if you don't know the answer, you just flunked the test. Sorry, can't use you.
Well, it's just my luck. I never get to play with the big kids.
Hey, who are the two charmers down there?
Detectives. Private detectives. What's up in this place is worth a fortune. It's Picasso. Costs $80,000. And it's a bad one. Everybody has a Picasso, but I mean, why pay that much money for a bad?
Well, watch what you say. The owner might hear you.
Bootsy? You want to meet her? Here.
Excuse me.
Bootsy, this is Mike Bell. Mr. Bell, this is my mother, Mrs. Orrin J. Kelsey.
Mrs. Kelsey.
How do you do, Mr. Bell? Now, where did Patricia find you? She has a marvelous eye for the most attractive men.
Oh, now, Mother, you mustn't bat your eyelashes and giggle. Mr. Bell is a sinister man.
How delightful.
He's crawling up Madison Avenue on his belly in search of something really big.
Big?
$1 million. Isn't that wildly exciting? And he calls it Sheboygan.
Oh?
That's the password. Sheboygan. We're partners in this Sheboygan deal.
Hush, dear.
It's my first caper. And, Mother, you simply must let me have a pearl-handled revolver for Sheboygan.
Patricia, be still.
Excuse me.
The '65 Pontiac GTO. It's the swingin'est car. The '65 Pontiac GTO. It's the swingin'est car. '65, the year of the quick wide tracks.
I've got you, haven't I? And I'm gonna keep you. You're my kind of man.
Patricia, open the door! Patricia! How do we get out? Oh, it's so nice of you to have me, Mrs. Kelsey.
Isn't he exciting, Mother?
Michael Bell is so...
No phone calls. Just pick it up and bang it down.
Hey, what kind of a public relations office is this? How can our clients get through to us?
We are in a state of siege.
Yeah, and I'm tired of somebody else calling the shots.
You mean the blonde?
I mean anybody. From now on, I'm nobody's patsy, and the next person that mentions Sheboygan gets flattened.
Sheboygan.
I got a pack of finks on the payroll. How can you eat canned ravioli cold?
How can you eat it hot, you barbarian, you blackmailer?
Western Union at the door.
No telegrams, no special deliveries, no nothing.
Go away, little boy. There's a no Mike Bell lives here. This is now ravioli joint.
The number you have just called is temporarily out of his mind.
How's the hot dog concession doing?
So far, he sold 6 hot dogs and 3 bags of popcorn.
You can't live on that. He's a phony, planted here to watch us.
I think he has a walkie-talkie in his mustard jar.
Or a Tommy gun in his buns. Remind me to advise your life insurance company that you'll sell out at 50 cents on the dollar. They'll jump at the offer.
Company's here.
What trouble could I get into if I just walked down there and quietly climbed into that car?
Monkey bites and scratches. Not that it might not be worth it, but your biggest danger is still Papa. Not only because of Sheboygan, but because little Tootsie Roll offered up her lipstick to you. Say, you're not going out there and climb into that car quietly, are you?
What else?
1 minute we're shut-ins, and the next you're wide open for anything.
In this case, anything is something.
What if it's a trick to serve you with a subpoena for blackmail?
What am I supposed to do, sit here like a duck and wait for the blast? I've got to find out what I'm supposed to know and who's trying to frame me. And she knows. What's this all about? What is this business I'm in Sheboygan? What business?
Ladies of the night business.
What?
That's the business in Sheboygan.
No.
I know. You don't believe me.
Yeah, well, you know more than I know.
Thank you, Mike. Well, my mother was quite an enterprising lady in the old days. And then along came Daddy, my father-to-be, a roundhouse toughie from the railroad yards, who never had to know where the money came from, because he'd never have believed it anyway. Do you understand? He was innocent in those days.
He never knew?
Here's the money, Orrin. Make me $1 million. You're smart, 100 million. But just never ask where the money came from. Well, he'd never ask. Oh, but he knew. Deep down. There's a body buried somewhere.
How do you know?
I know. The whole story. From bottom to top, Mr. Bell. Oh, success story. A house on Sudden Place, that's pretty good for a lady from Flophouse Alley, don't you think? A box and a golden horseshoe with the Met, the Picasso, and a dining room, a Gilbert Stewart in the powder room, and all the rest goes with making it the way they made it. Big. But there's always Sheboygan back there where you got started. Haunting you. Oh, sure, you can tear down your Flophouse Alley and build your fancy Sheboygan Plaza Center project. But it's still there. In the records. Police records, Mr. Bell. I've seen them. Belt. Thank you, Mr. Bell, for listening to me. And I hope you get your money, Mr. Bell. Every good American boy ought to have at least $1 million.
Harry, let me ask you something. What kind of trouble is Mike in? I mean, big or little?
Big.
But why?
Well, this Mr. Kelsey claims that Mike Bell is blackmailing him. And therefore...
He's not.
Do you want an answer?
Yes.
If I were Mr. Kelsey and I were a big operator, and I was asked to pick the man I'd least like to have blackmail me, I certainly would have to vote for Mike Bell. I will now entertain questions from the floor.
Thank you. Why? Why Mike Bell?
An excellent question. Mike Bell happens to be the president of a very reliable and sound public relations firm. He could plant items about Kelsey in the columns. He could have magazine articles written about him. He could make Kelsey a household word. Indeed, a dirty household word with a half a dozen phone calls.
But he wouldn't do that.
Not unless he's the blackmailer that Kelsey claims that he is. Come on, let's get back to work. Get Freddie, will you?
Call Kelsey.
He's not in just now. May I ask what your business is?
The business in Sheboygan. Flophouse Alley. Tell him that. Tell Kelsey I want to talk to him about his daughter. Tell him I've got her at my house and she's on the verge of a nervous breakdown. Tell him as a father he's a disaster and his wife is a washout as a mother.
Mr. Bell, you know what you're saying?
I walked 2 miles thinking this out and I'm pretty sure I've got it straight. That kid needs help. She's in trouble. She knows something she shouldn't know and she spilled it to the wrong party. That's why I'm the fall guy in this circus. That's why I've got the bruised breadbasket.
Look, would you please keep your voice down? Mr. Kelsey will hear you.
I want him to hear me right now. Bring him in.
Yes, sir.
Here he is, sweetheart. Now, what was he telling you about your mother and me?
He said that... Oh, Daddy, the horrible.
Horrible.
Go on, darling.
He said that you and Mother, that Mother had a business in Sheboygan. A bad business with bad women.
Oh, you filthy liar. You've been hounding me with this for 3 months.
3 months? I only just heard it myself. And from your own daughter.
Oh, no, Daddy, he told me.
You know, I think I liked your other act better.
You spilled all this filth to my daughter?
He said that Mother saved and started you in business.
Are you out of your mind?
He said that I should make you pay so he wouldn't tell. He says that he can let it all out through his public relations machine. He wants $200,000.
Oh. So it's gone up, huh? What am I, the hunter or the fox?
Who knows?
As you said, Mr. Kelsey, I offered him the deal. $100,000. He almost threw me out.
He did, huh?
He said that he would have taken $100,000, but you were so slow he wanted to teach you a lesson.
Really? I said that? I don't seem to recall.
In the park. And Daddy, he tried to make love to me.
Me? Make love to you?
All right, I've heard enough. Lock the door.
No, Daddy, the police.
Never mind, darling.
Oh, no. Not again.
As a research technician, I conduct many scientific tests. I must be alert. That's why I need a good night's sleep. I've got to fall asleep fast, stay asleep, and wake up alert, without drug hangover. So I use Nitol tablets. With Nitol, I get a good night's sleep and wake up clear-headed. Taken as directed, Nitol is so safe, you need no prescription. So effective, you get the sleep you need. I trust Nitol. Safe, effective.
Some people who seem confident are really torn with doubt about bad breath. But now, Green Mint mouthwash guarantees confidence.
A clean taste of confidence, hour after hour. Only Green Mint has fresh chlorophyll that stops mouth odor in seconds, not just from germs, but even from onions and strong beverages. Only Green Mint guarantees a clean taste of confidence, hour after hour, or double your money back. Green Mint.
Mr. Broadway, presented by Green Mint, the fresh chlorophyll mouthwash for a clean taste of confidence. And by Pontiac and Pontiac Tempest, the quick wide tracks for 1965. Mr. Broadway is presented by Alberto VO5, the conditioning hairdressing, and by Black & Decker for men who want extra value in power tools.
Men who work with power tools know the tough jobs call for Black & Decker. Power tools built to take it. Power tools built for accuracy, versatility, unmatched pickup power, power to cut metal, power to drill in concrete, power where there is no power. The tough jobs call for Black & Decker power tools. Men who work with power tools know Black & Decker makes the right tool for the right price, with extra value built in. That's why you can expect the best from Black & Decker.
Why did you want to meet me here?
Well, where else? Alice in Wonderland, the carousel? I wanted to talk to you.
I'm sorry I couldn't come these last few nights, but Daddy's been upset and I had to stay up with him.
He's been upset. How do you think I feel? Honey, what is the delay? What's the stall?
What stall?
About the money. Where is it? When do we get it? How long a run are we going to give this comedy?
Comedy? It's a sad, sad comedy then, isn't it, Raleigh? I've been thinking about what you said the other day. Maybe you were right about all this. Maybe you were right about people getting hurt, people getting upset, you two getting upset. Maybe it is too far-fetched, you know. Maybe we shouldn't go through with it.
Don't try to squirm out of it at this stage of the game.
But I just...
No, not now.
But I was only
Look,
asking...
honey, what is bugging you? Who's bugging you?
My conscience. I suddenly don't like realizing I'm hurting people and knowing I'm responsible for it. Michael, I don't like hurting Michael.
Michael?
Mike Bell, our man, our invention, brought to life. I don't like beating him over the head with lies and watching him bleed to death. I don't like watching him throw chairs out the windows and being taken to court for it. He's a good, decent, honest man,
And what?
we're being ugly towards him. And we're taking something about ourselves and making that ugly, too.
Honey, you got me into this.
No, that was your idea.
At first, yes. I touched the idea with my fingers, but you made me taste it. Do you remember right over there? Us, the vassals, him, your father, the lion, roaring, us trembling. All right. You want to give it all up now? Just throw it to the winds now? Throw it. Well, let me just say one thing, just one thing. Tomorrow night after dinner, or the next night, or the night after that, don't bother sneaking out on your mommy and daddy and come running to me, because I won't be here. I just won't be there. All right?
Raleigh. Raleigh, don't you love me, really? Because without you, I don't know what would happen to me. You said it yourself one night. You remember? You said you were the only person who understood me when I get the way I get sometimes. And you're the only person who probably ever would love me and understand me.
That's true, sweetheart. It's true. At least you realize that. Look, don't you see that we've got to put an end to this? We've got to put the pressure on. Get the money now, soon, because if we don't, Mike Bell is going to catch on, and he's going to stop us from doing what we're trying to do for each other. And I don't want anybody or anything to get in our way. Now, don't you understand that? smile. Is that better?
How'd you plead?
Guilty. I threw the chair, but I asked for clemency under the circumstances. You see, I was standing on this chair to hang a picture.
I get it. Appeared Tuesday, 10 a.m., Superior Court. $600 bail. Next case, right?
Right, Mr. Darrow. Did you get anything for me?
Well, I just talked with my guy in Chicago on the phone, the one I sent to Sheboygan to look in your matter. Now, get this. There never was a flophouse alley in Sheboygan.
You're kidding. Are you sure?
Yeah. I sent a bookworm, a guy who eats police records.
Why?
Why? So he can get the information he needs to shake people down with.
You sent a blackmailer?
What did you want me to send? Piano teacher? I sent a specialist. He couldn't find nothing. Not only nothing to hang a cockroach on, much less Mrs. Kelsey. There never was anybody like her up there.
Don't tell me. Oh, no. You see, Kelsey's being conned by his own daughter. She cooked up this whole yarn.
You mean the little girl's behind the whole thing?
What do you think?
I think you've got an idea and you're not telling me.
I think she's way out on a limb, and she's not out there all by herself. Does she look like the type that would shake down her own father?
I don't know. What type would?
Well, not her type. Just take a good look at her sometime.
I am.
Well, here we go again.
Say, you're not gonna dive in that meat chopper again, are you?
I've got to find out who or what is out on that limb.
You must like those pruning shears.
Don't you see, Hank? It's been planted with Kelsey that I'm behind this whole thing. I'm the fall guy.
You're telling me?
And the move is on right now. Otherwise, why would she be in such a hurry to pick me up?
Let me go with you.
What can a little girl like that do? And who are we today? Shirley Temple or Mata Hari?
Well, that's just about the crummiest thing anyone ever said to me.
No, come on, knock it off. All this juvenile necking on the parlor sofa.
No, I mean it. You're sadistic. Oh, yes, you are. You happen to know that I'm insecure. Well, yes, I am. I need warmth, you know, I need to be loved, really loved. Nobody ever loved me the way I wanted to be loved. Not even my parents. I'm just an object that they pay for, the way they pay for their stupid, lousy Picasso and their stinking Renoir, and if they could, they would trade me in on a Rembrandt.
Oh, no, I doubt that.
Oh, yes, they would. A dirty old man with a beard painted by Rembrandt. I've seen them looking at it in the galleries.
Patricia, I'm sure they love you.
No, they don't. And they don't want anyone else to love me either, not even you.
And sure enough, I don't.
See? Not even a mean, sadistic brute like you.
Yes, but the important thing is that they love you.
Then why don't they give me any money?
They don't?
Lunch money, taxi fare, charge accounts. That's all I have. Charge accounts and credit cards. I've never in my whole life, I know you won't believe this, Mr. Bell. You've known all kinds of women, and I'm only 21 years old. But I've never had a $100 bill.
That's rough.
What am I going to do?
Get a job.
My father left me no money in his will.
I don't believe it.
Why hasn't he, Mr. Bell, if he loves me so much? Tell me that.
Be smart. Maybe it's to keep you from putting rat poison in his orange juice. Have you seen the will?
I know.
How? I don't believe you've seen it.
Someone has.
Yeah, well, I'd like to know who that someone is. Or is
is this just another one of your lies? Like that story about your mother? Or all that hogwash about your mixed-up childhood? Oh, I saw through that piece of violin music. You put lies in my mouth to blackmail your own father. One minute you're Little Miss Muffet, then the next minute you're Mata Hari. Then you flip the switch from Scarlett O'Hara to Joan of Arc to Alice in Wonderland. How come, I keep asking myself? And the answer comes singing back, she's hiding someone with all this razzle-dazzle. Someone's in this with you.
There is.
Who?
It's you.
Me?
We're partners. We'll divvy up, half for you and half for me.
What?
Hello, Daddy? I'm in a hamburger joint on City Island.
A hamburger joint?
I'm with Mike Bell. Yes, Daddy, he called me like he said he would, and he brought me here. No, I'm all right. He said I can come home if you promise to pay $200,000.
$200,000?
To put it in 2 bags, $100,000 in each bag. We'll meet you at the pier at 8 o'clock on City Island.
Give me that.
He won't believe you.
Now, you listen to me. I'm in this to sweat out your partner, and it isn't me. Hello, Kelsey. Mike Bell. You be there, 8 a.m. the pier. And Kelsey, bring the money. And now we're partners. Partner.
Young so beautifully. Try VO5 and see. Try VO5 and see.
See how VO5 shampoo makes your hair do what you want it to. See how new No Mix VO5 cream rinse and snarls leaves hair easy to comb through. See how VO5 hair setting lotion sets swinging hairstyles with no nightly pinups. See how VO5 hair dressing and conditioner ends dull, dry, hard-to-manage hair in seconds, natural, gleaming, healthy hair. See how VO5 hairspray with Vitrol D gives hair a flexible hold a brush can go through. Holds hair beautifully.
Now's the time for VO5. Try VO5 and see. Try VO5 and see.
Well, how about it, Hank? Am I in for a blackmail rap?
I'm only an amateur, Mike, but if you want my advice, this time you certainly got your pinky in the ring.
Look, spare the jokes and tell me what kind of a jam I'm in.
In the case of the people of New York versus Samuel J. Roush. Roush was shaking down a millionaire boilermaker from Schenectady.
Hank, just for today, will you spare me the spellbinding and get to the point?
I'm not a lawyer, Mike. Someone once came and asked my advice about stealing. I advise against it. Now, are you ready to discuss sanely and quietly your chances?
Will you get on with it?
In the case of the people of New York versus Samuel J. Roush, the boilermaker had a choice of 2 things. Either to pay off Roush or put the sash weight to Roush. Well, he put 3 slugs in him, and he shoved them in a creek off the Hudson. I forget the name of the creek.
Yeah, well, never mind the creek. What did they do to him?
Well, this Roush, this blackmailer, he climbed out of the creek.
Alive with 3 bullets in him?
Well, it turned out that he was very strong. Now, they hauled in the boilermaker, and he told them that Roush had been blackmailing him. Something about a couple of kindergarten teachers he's supposed to be playing house with.
Yeah, never mind the local color. What happened to him?
Oh, he beat it. Self-defense. It's open season on blackmailers.
And Roush, the blackmailer?
Oh, he went away for a long, long time. You see, nobody loves a blackmailer. I hope you get my message, Mike.
And I hope I didn't. Not if you're saying that Orrin J. Kelsey could kill me because he thinks I'm trying to blackmail him.
Don't quote me, but would a nice chap like Kelsey hire a couple of muscles to give you a going over? Don't say I said so. Only watch out for those falling bricks.
what's the scheme? What do we do now? And don't forget the last time I saw your father, he had a poker in his hand.
You stand there, he'll pay you the money.
What if he decides to slug me instead?
No, I'll be standing in front of you.
Thanks. You think of everything.
Yes. Here he is.
Bell, if anything happens to my daughter...
Kelsey, I'll let her go in half an hour. Well, there it is. What now? What if I decided to kill you and throw your body in the sea?
No, you wouldn't do that to me.
Why not? The Atlantic's only 100 feet away. You'd be gone on the tide, and I'd have the money.
No.
There's just one bet you overlooked. Suppose somebody killed us and threw our bodies in the sea. He'd wind up with the 200 grand.
No, he wouldn't do that to me.
He wouldn't? Well, I've got it, and I'm taking all of it.
No, you can't do that.
No? Since you won't tell me
No,
who...
don't do that. You don't know what you're doing.
I'll take the money, Mr. Bell.
It's all yours, Hogan.
God, he's gonna kill us.
I don't have to hurt you.
No.
You give me the money now.
Where are you going?
Call the police.
Oh, now, wait a minute, Mike. There's no use in ruining my daughter's life. Now, wait, be reasonable. Whatever she's done, I'll pick up the pieces and you can help. I'll get doctors, I'll get
Kelsey,
psychiatrists.
the police have doctors and psychiatrists.
Yeah, but I've got the money, don't you see?
Save your money.
Oh, Mike, she's my daughter.
Well, what am I? What am I, a moving target for every punk with a gun?
We're calling the police.
But there must be something I can do.
There is. Let Patricia take her own rap.
Let her learn that acts cause consequences.
I want to help.
I didn't do it.
Then who did?
Wasn't my fault, was it?
Patricia, your father's been trying to fight the truth. Hide the fact that you had anything to do with Raleigh. We're mixed up in all of this. And more than anything, he's been trying to hide you. He wanted to keep his little girl locked up in his ivory tower.
He thinks I'm Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah. But you and I know different, don't we? You're a pretty mixed up little girl, Patricia. Even so, you're not all those characters you think you are. All the parts you played for me.
Now, what am I going to do?
Start growing up. If you don't, Patricia, you're lost. And never, never learn.
Daddy? I'm going to tell the police.
Patricia.
Yes, I'm going to tell them that I was in love with Raleigh Hogan and that we tried to blackmail you for $200,000.
You must pay him by the week.
He has something.
Okay, see what he wants.
He said she wanted you to have this.
Thank you.
Dear Sir Knight, the good Sheboygan, I comb my golden hair and think sad thoughts about my own true knight in armor bright, all made of tin. Tin soldier to my paper doll, you saved me from the dragon and from the evil that was my own within myself. Dear knight, I make you my champion. Please wear my colors into battle. I name you Prince Protector, my one and only pie-faced knight. Forever yours, the Princess Sheboygan.
Stand aside, Willis. She's gonna make it grow again. I still say it's scientifically impossible.
It better not be the mess you made of these T-shirts.
Just watch this, Willis. See, Dash makes any automatic clean like it's 10 feet tall.
Take this new Tumbler automatic. They've added so much extra strength to new Dash, it gets the necks of T-shirts cleaner than any other leading detergent in these machines. Cleaner than any low sudser. Cleaner than any high sudser. In fact, Dash is the best detergent you can buy.
That Dash sure cleaned them up the best I've ever seen. And I don't worry about over-sudsing anymore. Those automatic manufacturers are right when they recommend safe sudsing Dash.
I still don't believe it. Oh, yeah?
Dash makes your automatic clean like it's 10 feet tall.
It's scientifically impossible.
Mr. Broadway, presented by Mighty New Dash. Makes your automatic clean like it's 10 feet tall.